Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. There are zero spoilers in this content. Zero spoilers for the film. Let's go forward. Okay, so today what I want to talk to you about is I have seen the movie start to finish. I was incredibly blessed. I got to see the movie on Sunday, March 19th with advanced tickets. I went with 8 people. Our movie party, our total war band, little 3rd edition D&D miniatures Easter egg there for you, was 9 people. I was blown away. I've never seen anything like this film. Absolutely the best film of 2023. Absolutely the best film of the 2020s. I'm gonna say it now. This is my favorite movie. Period. End of sentence. It is better than Star Wars. It is better than Harry Potter. It's just the best movie that's ever been made on the planet Earth. Period. Done. End of sentence. It doesn't compete with any other films because its quality is too high. Like it does compete with these other films and it defeats them. It's a better film than Star Wars. It's a better film than the first Harry Potter and every subsequent film it's better than every single film in the Harry Potter cinematic universe. It's better than every single film in the Star Wars cinematic universe, and the Dungeons and Dragons cinematic universe, which has one film in it right now, is far better than the DC cinematic universe, and it absolutely is a better film than any film in the entirety of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. It is, without a doubt, unquestionably, the best film I've ever seen. I want to get to and you guys are so patient. Let me get to the main point of this film, of this video. I want to talk about Michelle Rodriguez's performance as Holga Kilgore. Okay, so this is a movie that has a race of favorite things for me. Like, it is a race to the top. There's so many things I love about this movie, and it is just this is literally the fulfillment of a dream for me. I'm 53 years old, and I'm part of a dedicated, passionate community. That is the D&D community. We're not the only community to wish for the blessing of Hollywood, right? And not only, and what do I mean by the blessing of Hollywood? Hollywood to take note, actually look at us and say, okay, we're gonna make your thing a thing, and then not destroy it because if you wish upon Hollywood, you're wishing for them to look at you, right? Because there's a lot of communities. One Piece, right? That's a huge community. They would love for there to be a live action One Piece film that's actually an American blockbuster, right? Or even attempted to be an American blockbuster, and there isn't. They're that One Piece community would love for Hollywood to bless them, to look their way and say, we see you, we're gonna make your movie into an American blockbuster, right? Hollywood has never done that for them, right? But then there's a second part. When you wish upon Hollywood and you say, see me, make me, right? As a community, then you have to get past the betrayal, right? Because what's a good example? I think the Transformers movies are a good example, right? We love the Transformers. Michael Bay comes and makes these things that the first movie was barely tolerable, right? And had, good robots, but the story was utter garbage, and no one was taking it seriously. Nobody in the movie really cared about what they were doing, right? And so I do think Hollywood betrayed the Transformers, right? It was like, you're a bunch of 80s toys. We see you, we're gonna make you, but we're gonna betray you, right? And that was a 5-movie betrayal where there was always a point where you're like, are you ever gonna take Optimus Prime serious and actually deliver a good story? And they never did, not once in that entire series. So they got seen by Hollywood, but they were betrayed by Hollywood, right? This is wish fulfillment. We are seen by Hollywood, and Hollywood did what it can do, which is it can make an incredible, transformative story that is global in scope and global in quality. And that's exactly what the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves is. It is a fulfillment of what we all knew could happen in 1983 when Gary Gygax delivered the first Saturday morning cartoon. When Dungeons & Dragons went to the small screen, we knew there was a future on the big screen, right? And Gary Gygax, just to be clear, he tried to get it on the big screen back then, and then Hasbro tried it again in 2000 and failed, right? But now they have succeeded, and you must see the unbelievable success they have with D&D Honor Among Thieves. It is incredible. You are going to be blown away. I cannot wait for you to see this film. Let's talk about Michelle Rodriguez's transformative, powerful portrayal of Holga Kilgore. So Holga Kilgore, she is her species and class are unknown. Okay, they're actually are officially unidentified. She is canon statted, and her species and class is identified as medium humanoid. You're like, what? Wait, what? It's as weird as you think it is. So I'm going to refer to her in this video as human fighter, but I want it to be clear that I am saying I believe her species is human. I believe her class is fighter. Okay, so she is a human fighter. Okay, and actually, you're like, wait, isn't she a barbarian? No, I think she's a human fighter, and I've seen the movie. You ain't, right? Like, right? So, and if you've seen the movie, please correct me, right? And if you've seen the film and you're like, oh, she's a barbarian, I'm willing to have that conversation. But if you ain't seen it, you ain't seen it, right? Like, okay, let's keep going here. Okay, so basically, so I love this movie, and I loved so many things about this movie, and I'm going to tell you, I was 7 years old when I saw Star Wars, okay? And I think I was 33 years old when I saw Harry Potter. And those movies are truly transformative, like hinges of Scott Garibay history. Like, my life changed when I saw this film. And my life changed when I saw the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves film. So at the end of this film, my wife was crying because there was an emotional scene that made her cry. I was crying at the end of this movie because I literally shed tears because I was like, I knew this was going to be good, and you'll see me on record, right? But I just was so happy to see the haters wrong, the D&D haters wrong, and just to know that all the hatred that's been poured out on Dungeons & Dragons, especially during the 2023 OGL Crisis 2023 Manic Panic, it was, the OSR failed. They did not douse anyone's excitement for this film, and nothing they could do could stop the sheer awesomeness of this film. And you are about to see the OSR get utterly wrecked with the success of Dungeons & Dragons. You thought they were outpaced before? Wait until you see the utter wasteland that the OSR will be after this film hits the public. D&D wins, OSR loses. Period. End of sentence. Done. Okay? All right. Let's talk about Michelle Rodriguez's portrayal of Holga Kilgore. So she is this human fighter in the film. Zero spoilers here. All right. And she is friends with Edgin Darvis, which is Chris Pine's human bard. Okay? And her friendship with Edgin Darvis is the heart of the film. She is this incredibly deep, sour, quiet battle curmudgeon, and her performance anchors this entire film, and it keeps it steady, and it keeps it in one place, like a sailboat on a crystal ocean where beautiful winds and the sun are upon this. She just anchors the entire project. And I have watched Michelle Rodriguez in 10 Fast and Furious movies. Michelle Rodriguez has over $5 billion in ticket sales before you reach Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. And I know what this woman can do in a franchise, and she has been incredible in the Fast and the Furious. But the Fast and the Furious is there's so much happening on the screen, and everyone on the screen is cloying for attention, right? So you got Vin Diesel, right? And he famously had a celebrity fight with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? And And if you know anything about Hollywood, right, you know that, like, Tom Cruise is like, where's my Apple box? And, right, and he is not known for being nice to people on set, right? And Vin Diesel is just as bad as Tom Cruise, right? And Vin Diesel had this big, celebrity fight going on with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And, Dominic Toretto is going to be the main star of every Fast and Furious film. So, one, where did Michelle Rodriguez have time to shine in the Fast and Furious movies? Not only do you have, Vin Diesel fighting for every moment of attention and every shine and trying to push his career forward, Michelle Rodriguez gets pushed to the back, just shoved to the back, right? And then I'm a huge fan of the Fast and Furious films. It might not seem that way when I'm talking about it. I have seen every Fast and Furious movie, every single one, opening night in the theaters, and I will do that until they put me in a pine box. Right, like I am a huge Fast and Furious fan, and if you go back on my videos, you'll see proof of that. Right, it's me covering literally multiple movies that happened since the 8 years I've been on YouTube, and talking about Fast and Furious quite a bit. I'm a huge fan, right? And I just want you to be aware. What is another thing that was pushing Michelle Rodriguez off the screen in Fast and Furious? Here's another thing that was pushing them off the screen was specifically the cars. The cars are the stars of Fast and Furious movies. If you're a Fast and Furious fan, you know this. Like, what cars are going to get highlighted in this film, and how are they going to be modded, and what are the shots we're going to get to see them doing? What kind of things are we going to get to see them do? Yeah, I definitely want to see a 1969 Plymouth GTO do combat with a submarine. Like that. You're only going to get that. Like, so the cars, so the cars are pushing Michelle Rodriguez off the screen, and Ludacris is pushing Michelle Rodriguez off the screen, and Taye Diggs, right? Like, and can you imagine having to fight for screen time with Taye Diggs? Good grief, man! And there's just and Paul Walker, and then Paul Walker had got all this attention because he died. If you don't know, like, people love Hollywood celebrities, and the only thing people love more than Hollywood celebrities is a dead Hollywood celebrity, right? Like, and when he died, it really boosted up people's interest, right, in him, including me. I was, and so when did Michelle Rodriguez get to show what kind of an actress she is, what kind of story that can be told if she's the center? And I'll tell you right now, Olga Kilgore is the heart of this film. She is the center of this film. This film doesn't work without her, okay? And Michelle Rodriguez has delivered an Oscar-worthy performance. This year, Michelle Yeoh. Next year, Michelle Rodriguez. D&D Honor Among Thieves for Best Picture and Best Actress. There you go. And Best Director, right? And frankly, maybe Regé-Jean Page for Best Actor. Okay? Unbelievable. Absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything like this. And Michelle Rodriguez, it is such a delight to see all the crap moved out of the way, right? And I'm sorry to say this, but, like, I now know that the Fast and Furious movies, they should have moved Michelle Rodriguez to the center of these films in film 5. And she should have been the leader of the teams there. And really, honestly, I don't think Vin Diesel was really needed after movie 5. He did do a great job launching it. He was amazing in the first one. He chose to skip the second one, right? And that was a mistake, clearly a mistake. He was decent in 3 and 4, but there was storytelling that was happening with Michelle Rodriguez's character there. But when you take everything out of the way and you let Michelle Rodriguez shine, she is tremendous. And now she is at a point in her career where and you could see also she bulked up for this performance. She really, she looks like beefy, right? Like, for this performance. And it is, I could see she really took this serious, like, and when she took it serious, there was talent there that has never truly been captured on screen. Michelle Rodriguez, this is, in the Fast and Furious movies, you hit the nitrous, right? This is Michelle Rodriguez on nitrous, really just seeing what she can really do, the speed she can hit, right? And I'll tell you, this is better than any performance she ever gave before. Better than anything she did in Lost. Better than anything she ever did in Fast and Furious films. She is tremendous in this film. And honestly, Michelle Rodriguez, without a doubt, nothing on screen, in my opinion, was more exciting and more real and more D&D than Hulk Kilgore, because of the stately thespian power brought by Michelle Rodriguez. She was absolutely my favorite part of this movie. I cannot wait for you guys to see this film. I am so excited for you to see this film and catch up, and for us to be able to openly discuss it. See this movie. Buy your tickets today. It is worth 10 times what you pay. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.